Hello, ADN students. So we've just now finished our first week of cardio, and I suspect by now you're probably feeling a little overwhelmed. It is a little bit different than probably what you've been doing up to now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is kind of show you my D2L site to kind of give you an idea of how I want you preparing for class and maybe how you can go a little bit better further on. So I've got a screen pulled up here to kind of show you where I'm going to go on Monday. So right now, typically the way that I have it set up is that I've got my reading assignments, and this will, let's go ahead and open this up, maybe. Okay, so you can see what I do each week is I kind of outline what I want you to do. And so for Iggy, I'm not going to actually cover the assessment chapter. That was the whole purpose of the discussion board and our assessment day that we did back in 201. But I am going to cover dysrhythmias on Monday. So to adequately prepare for class, you can go through the Iggy book, should be chapter 34. But I also have recorded lectures, and the whole reason why I do those is I want to make sure that I am hitting on every single learning style that there is available. So for my auditory learners, the recorded lectures are going to be the way to go for you. For my people that are read, write, or my visual learners, then the book is what you need to do. I certainly do not expect you to hit on both styles. Some of you will be able to do that, but I understand that time is absolutely a concern. So whichever one is better for you, that's the one that you need to do. And then on Monday, when we get into class, I will go through the rhythms. So I've also given you the ATI book, the chapters that correspond with what I'm covering. And then I also show you on Evolve what needs to be done. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how to kind of plan for what I'm going to do next week. So let's look at the rest. It's a little slow. Okay, so then after the reading assignments, then you can see where I have my recorded lectures. So this is the cardiac assessment and the diagnostics, and then here are the dysrhythmias. Excuse me. So I basically start at the top and I work my way down. So there's one on electrical conduction, one on the cardiac cycle, and then I will go into the actual rhythms themselves. So I'll go with your basic sinus rhythm, so normal sinus, sinus brady, sinus tach, and then I'll go to your atrial arrhythmias, and that'll be like your AFib, your A-flutter, then to your ventricular arrhythmias, and then finally your AB blocks. So those are all the rhythms that I'm going to cover in class on Monday. Now, as you can see, that time definitely becomes a constraint for us. So I would like you to spend some time this weekend and really understand the components of the cardiac cycle. So what does a P wave represent? What does a QRS wave represent? What's a T wave? And really spend some time on understanding what those are, because my focus on Monday is going to be on the rhythms and the interventions themselves. And that's what makes a difference between a nurse and a teletech, is that a nurse knows how to intervene with those rhythms. And that's what is going to be the majority of what's going to be on my exam. So you're going to want me to spend some time doing that in class. Let's see, what else do we have? So that is going to be the recorded lecture section. You'll also see that I include your PowerPoints for Iggy. I do want to click on the theory resources. So I will typically put things that I find that are helpful for the theory part itself. So I've got some cardiac assessment abnormalities, diagnostic studies. I have something in here that you guys may want to take to clinic with you on how to measure a rhythm, sequence methods. I'm not going to teach you how to measure rhythms in class, because my basic focus in class is going to be on rhythm recognition and how to intervene. All right, and then on Wednesday, I will get into acute coronary syndrome. And so the major thing that I'm going to talk about will be coronary artery disease and how it breaks down into acute coronary syndrome. Then we go into like your stable angina, your unstable angina, and then your acute MI, which could be your STEMIs and your non-STEMIs. So that will wrap us up with all of the materials that will be on the midterm. So that will be ER disaster. We've covered fluid and electrolytes. Assessment you'll be covering on your own. I will do rhythms on Monday and then acute coronary syndrome on Wednesday. And so that will be 6 chapters that will all be on the midterm, which will actually be a week from this coming Monday. Okay, so I hope that answered a little bit of your questions on how I want you guys to really start tackling this class. So you can see that it is imperative that you do have to read before class, because I do give my quizzes over the material that you read prior to coming in. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me this weekend, and I'm more than happy to meet with any student after class on Monday, or on Wednesday next week. Okay, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you soon.